for San Jose State. And now let's take a look at the guys who will be helping the Spartans get to a better state with tonight's starting lineups brought to you by State Farm. Get to a better state with State Farm. And first for the visiting Fresno State Bulldogs, they come into this game 15-15 on their season, 8-9 in Mountain West Conference play, under the direction of third season head coach Rodney Terry. The starting lineup will go as follows. One guard, a 6'4" senior out of Mountain View, California, via St. Francis High School. It is Tyler Johnson. Another guard at 6'1", the redshirt sophomore out of Huntington Park, California, via Oklahoma State. It is Cesar Guerrero. Another guard, the third and final guard, it was Marvell Harris at 6'4" and a sophomore out of Eisenhower High School. Two forwards, one a 6'9" junior out of Houston, Texas, who averages 5.5 points per game, but even better, the fourth best blocker in the conference at 1.7 per game. It is Alex Davis. And then finally, the 6'7" freshman out of Phoenix, Arizona, it is Paul Watson. So it is Harris, Watson, Davis, Guerrero, and Johnson for the Bulldogs. And now for the San Jose State Spartans. They are 7-22 on their season, 1-16 in Mountain West Conference play. Under the direction of first season head coach Dave Wojcik, his staff is Chris Brazelton, Jack Kennedy, Omar Lowry, and Jared Swanson. Starting lineup will go as follows, and it is a different starting lineup, the 11th different starting lineup for San Jose State. One guard, number 0, 6'6", 180-pound Rashad Muhammad gets the start for San Jose State, the leading scorer on the squad in his second start of the season for the Spartans. Another guard at 6'3", the freshman out of Chicago, Illinois, it is Jalen James, averaging close to 7 points per game, and very good numbers in terms of his assists per game at 2.7. And then you have the third guard, Isaac Thornton at 6'3", 170 pounds, the freshman out of San Antonio, Texas. The two bigs, Jaleel Williams, 6'7", 220-pound junior out of Killeen, Texas, and the starting senior, Chris Cunningham at 6'9", out of Pomona, California. So it is Muhammad, Williams, James, Cunningham, and Thornton for San Jose State. Spartans come out in their home whites with Spartans in cursive across the chest and blue lettering. Fresno State in their red jerseys with the horizontal stripes down the side in blue, white, and red. We're underway. Jumping center was Jaleel Williams, and he was opposed by Alex Davis. Davis wins it back, and we have started this basketball game as it is Fresno State getting the opening possession with Guerrero on the right side. Rotates again. Isaac Thornton guarding against the bounce pass into the blocks on the near side. It is Alex Davis turning his way, and he traveled with the basketball going up against Chris Cunningham's defense. Alex Davis tried to get that post move and the jump step into the paint, but couldn't dribble the basketball. Cunningham was right on him, and the Spartans have their first offensive possession. Rashad Muhammad in his second start of the season. Left-handed dribble, back up top for Jaleel Williams between the circles. Chest pass, two-handed catch from Jalen James. Holds it above his head once and now plays catch with Isaac Thornton. They'll feed the post for Chris Cunningham. Throws an elbow, and it's an offensive foul against Chris Cunningham. You just see that one happening as Chris Cunningham tried to post up on the far side. Cunningham made one move to his right dribble and then threw his left elbow up to try and separate the defender. I believe it was Davis on him. As soon as he did that, the offensive foul called on the senior here. No score, first half minute of the game. And a foul on Cunningham, his first. A turnover on the other side from Fresno State in their first possession. Guerrero around his screen set by Davis. He'll give back to Harris on the near side angle. Dribbled in for a moment, now dumped it back out to Johnson. Off his dribble, almost lost it for a second as Isaac Thornton was sticking right with him. Davis in the short corner. Dribbles his way back up top along the perimeter. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Guerrero, sticking with him is James. Over to Johnson for three. It's an air ball barely grazing the net, and then it deflects out of play off of a San Jose State player last. So 5 seconds on the shot clock, and now Guerrero will inbound. Chris Cunningham guarding him on the left baseline. Inbound to Johnson, 4 seconds now. Rotates it up top, 25 feet away. Step back three on its way. It's way too strong. Up to try and grab that one on the rebound. And getting a hand on it was Paul Watson. Tried to throw it down with the right hand, but just got all rim and no ball. Fortunately for him, it came right back down to him, and a new shot clock and another possession for the Bulldogs. Guerrero off a pick, fires the three, and it's no good off the right side of the rim. Skying up for the rebound, Cunningham, who pulls it away from Davis. Outlet pass, Muhammad, jab step. And a head fake over to the left side now. Three ball on its way, rattles out from Jaleel Williams, no good. Rebounded by the Bulldogs. They want to run. Hitting the brakes on the near side corner was Johnson. Now up in between the circles he goes. They'll feed into the corner. 3 ball from the right side is offline and deflects up over the top onto the backboard. That came out of the hands of Paul Watson. I mentioned that a lot of the players on Fresno State take some threes, and that was the 5th player with Paul Watson's attempt there. That was his 100th three-point attempt of the year. There are now 5 players on the Bulldogs team that have attempted over 100 shots from beyond the arc this season. Isaac Thornton, left-hand dribble, moving from right to left as the Spartans attacking the bucket to our right. Jaleel Williams, jab step and a head fake. Didn't see anywhere to go, so he just backpedaled his way to the circles. Rashad Muhammad, high-arcing contested 3, that won't go, and a long rebound comes out to Johnson. Tyler Johnson averages 7.3 rebounds this year. He underhands on a shovel pass over to the right side. 3 ball on its way and good. Marvell Harris gives the first points of the basketball game 2.5 minutes in to the Bulldogs. 3-0 the score, 17.5 to play. And now Jalen James with a right-hand dribble guarded by Guerrero. They're in the man-to-man right now, but the Bulldogs occasionally go to a zone, somewhat like the Spartans do. Spinning his way from the short corner and getting a shot up that wasn't very balanced was Jaleel Williams, and he missed it off the right side of the rim. Johnson rotates to the near side. On the wing, bounce pass from Guerrero to Davis. Stutter step, now dribbling with the right hand, right underneath the defense of Chris Cunningham. He moved to his right and laid it in with the left hand. Alex Davis makes it 5-0. Bulldogs, 16:50 here in the first. James crossover as Guerrero sticking with him as he gets it across the timeline. And now Rashad Muhammad dribbling into the elbow on the left side. And Jaleel Williams gets the outlet pass along the perimeter. Behind his back he goes, screen set by Cunningham. Thornton no room to shoot, so he just maneuvers it back outside. They'll reset their personnel, and the Spartans go on the attack again. Cutting in was Chris Cunningham, but he had his pocket picked on the pass by Marvell Harris. Harris on the outlet threw it way too out in front of Paul Watson, and it careens into the Spartans bench. That was a opportunity there for the Bulldogs to come on a 3-on-2, it looked like, but the pass just wasn't where it needed to be for Watson, and he couldn't reach out to grab it. So another turnover for the Bulldogs. They do have a 5-0 lead here early on. The Bulldogs have already attempted 5 3-point shots. They're 1 of 5 from the perimeter. Spartans 0 of 3 from 3-point distance, and they're 0 of 2 from the field, make it 0 of 4 from the field now as Rashad Muhammad's floater won't go. Brandon Mitchell into the game for the first time. He gets the steal as Isaac Thornton gets the ball back from him. Now Rashad Muhammad down the lane, tries the reverse lay, and it won't go. There to clean it up is Brandon Mitchell on the follow-through with the lay-in. Good job from Brandon Mitchell. He hit the hardwood trying to get that steal and then had to run back 75 feet to get into a position where he could trail that play and get the bucket. So the Spartans are on the board. It's 5-2 here in the early goings of this basketball game. 15:45 remaining in the first half. A break in the action from the Event Center. You're listening to Spartans basketball from Learfield Sports.
Tonight is another Slam Dunk Saturday. For every Spartan Slam Dunk during tonight's game, one lucky person will receive a free hot entree at the Spartan Barbecue Bash right on the patio behind Section 7. So get ready.
Back inside the Event Center where at the early goings of this game, 5-2 the score. Bulldogs with the lead, 15:45 remaining in the first. Hit a slam dunk with Geico and see how much you could save. Visit geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO today for your free rate quote. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Spartans at the first media break are 1 of 6 from the field to start off their night. 0 of 2 from beyond the arc. And not much better are the Bulldogs. They are 2 of 6 from the field and 1 of 5 from beyond the arc. They only attempted 1 shot inside the perimeter. Mentioned that they do shoot a lot of 3-ball. Spartans do shoot more, but so far it's been Fresno State with that advantage, shooting 3 more 3-point shots than San Jose State. Inbound from Tyler Johnson goes in, and he tries to go in for the layup high off the window, but a deflecting rebound comes over the top of Jalen James' heads on the far side. And Allen Huddleston, who comes into the game for the first time, has the ball. Huddleston down low, posting up as Davis. Spin move into the paint. Jaleel Williams guarded against him, and it was stripped away. Now James wants to get in and crossover drive into the paint. He is fouled. Non-shooting foul, so that'll be the first personal foul to the Bulldogs, and it will be the first team foul, or the first personal foul to Tyler Johnson. Spartans get DJ Brown in for the first time. Brandon Mitchell stayed in. Rashad Muhammad checked out. Spartans are going with their small lineup right now. James, Thornton, DJ Brown, Brandon Mitchell, and Jaleel Williams. Isaac Thornton, spin move into the paint. He rises up for a shot, but is absolutely swatted away by Alex Davis. Other way they go. In transition, outlet pass to Marvell Harris, who lays it in with the left hand. Marvell Harris already has 5 of the 7 points for the Bulldogs. It's 7-2 with 15 minutes left in the first. Brown, left side. DJ's been playing a lot better here as of late. 21 points in his last 2 games. Skips it over to the hands of James. Fires back up top for Isaac Thornton. Thornton reverses left side wing. Jumper for 3. No good from Jaleel Williams. And rebounded by Davis. Alex Davis up to Huddleston. Huddleston crossover dribble. Leaves his feet at the free throw line. Outlets over to the right side. Angle for Paul Watson. Left-hand dribble, rotates up top, and gives back to Tyler Johnson. Johnson over to the right side. Huddleston for 3, and it won't go. Man, that was close as well. A lot of shots rattling out. Looking like a good shot from Huddleston, but just couldn't get it to fall. Fortunately for San Jose State, that's the way it's been going for the Bulldogs in the first few minutes here. Brown now on the right side as the Spartans trail by 5. Cutting in is Isaac Thornton, who lays it in. And that was just Isaac Thornton beating his defender, Tyler Johnson, to positioning in the paint with his speed. Got to a point where he could get right past him, received the pass. The Spartans now trail 7-4. Tyler Johnson, high left-hand ball dribble. Round a screen he goes and hands inside for a dribble drive, and an aggressive foul is called against Fresno State on the offensive side. And they're trying to debate who it goes against. It's going to go against Huddleston for his dribble drive. That'll be his first personal, the second team foul, 7-4. A couple of Spartans really did a nice job to get position in the paint to not allow for that drive. And it will be another offensive foul. Fresno State is a team that only averages 9.8 turnovers per game. Very, very good number. Second best in the conference, in fact, only to Colorado State. But they've already had 4 in this game. And we're just some 6.5 minutes in. DJ Brown on the right side wing again for San Jose State, working the perimeter, passes over to the left where it's grabbed by Jalen James. James on Guerrero, and now Jaleel Williams down the lane. He comes, right hand jam. Jaleel Williams saw a lane, and he decided to take it with authority to the rack. And Williams gets the first dunk of the night for San Jose State, 7-6, and now another turnover on the other end of the floor, as well defended by Isaac Thornton. And some substitutions now for the Bulldogs. It'll be Tanner Giddings coming in, who is a 6'11" sophomore, their tallest player and the largest player they have. Not too big are the Bulldogs in terms of their roster size, but they do make up for it with speed and agility. And now as Jalen James tries to drive in, he was stripped by Ito, who just came into the game as well. And in transition on the other end of the floor, a foul has been called against San Jose State. It'll go against Isaac Thornton. Karachi Ito also checked in during that timeout, and he's out of Richardson, Texas. 6'6" freshman. Doesn't see all that much time, but 16 minutes per game. He's started 8 games for Coach Rodney Terry. Shooting foul assessed, and for the Spartans, their third team foul. Isaac Thornton's first. Huddleston will go to the free throw line where he's a 65% free throw shooter. First is no good. Great crowd on hand for the final regular season game of the year. Lots of red, though, in the stands. Lots of Fresno State faithful, and most of them for Tyler Johnson, who's out of Mountain View, California, but he had some ticket sales that were exceeding 150 for friends and family. Off the second free throw miss, a foul has been called against Edo, trying to go over the top of a Spartan player on that rebound. That's their third team foul. 7-6 the score, and Huddleston missed both of his free throws. 12:55 remaining in the first half, and a full court press now, gingerly applied, and they'll break it as the Spartans work a couple of passes between James and Brown in the front court to get across the timeline. It is James to the right side with a chest pass, grabbed by two hands from Thornton. 16 seconds to shoot, and Thornton steps back for a high arcing three. Too strong. Reaching out for the rebound was Matt Pollard into the game, and he has committed his first personal foul. Lots of fouls here in the last minute or so, but Matt Pollard comes into the game for the first time and commits his first personal foul. And Matt Pollard has only played 7 minutes in the last two prior to tonight, but before that, he had played 27 minutes in the previous two and really was looking a lot better. But I think the offensive numbers from Matt Pollard have been concerning. 3 for his last 14 from the field, and that's why he's seen limited minutes. Marvell Harris around a screen from Giddings, and he got a good look at a three-point shot from the wing, but he couldn't get it to fall. Rebound comes out, and stretching out for it was Giddings, tried to throw it back into the court, but in doing that, he threw it out of play on the left baseline. It'll be a Spartan ball. Devontae Wilson comes in for San Jose State. Devontae had been the starter for Coach Wojcik for 24 games this year, but replaced by Rashad Muhammad in this one. Now another foul on the inbound. DJ Brown got to the ball, and then he had Cesar Guerrero reach in, try to swipe it away from him, commits the foul. Fourth team foul for the Bulldogs. Inbound, near sideline, and gets it into DJ Brown. Spartans move left to right in this first half. 12-10 remaining in the first, 7-6. Low-scoring game, Bulldogs on the top. Jaleel Williams, up fake, jab step, can't get any separation from Giddings in his 6'11 frame. So Brown moves it to the right side now. Brown gets it back, 25-foot three-point shot on its way from in between the circles. Off the left side of the rim it comes, and rebounded by Harris. Harris wants to run, hits the brakes on the right side, and shovels it back to Johnson. Johnson, high left-hand dribble. DJ Brown guarding against him, and now Jaleel Williams helps out. Giddings on the near side corner, and he hits a 15-foot jump shot. Giddings had some room between him and Matt Pollard. Decided to rise up for that shot. Giddings only averages 2 points per game in the 19 that he has played this year. Devontae Wilson decides to launch a three from 25 feet away with a hand in his face. Not a good looking shot from Devontae, and meanwhile Tyler Johnson tries to respond with a three of his own from the near side wing. It won't go. And back and forth we go. 9-6 the score. Bulldogs with the lead. Jaleel Williams tries to answer for three, and it's offline. Rebounded, though, by Matt Pollard, and trying to reach in was Guerrero to strip it away from him. Pollard held on with both hands, and it will be a held ball situation, and it will go by the way of San Jose State. Spartans will have it with 11 minutes to play in the first half. 9-6 the score. Bulldogs with the lead. A break in the action here from the Event Center. You're listening to Spartans basketball from Learfield Sports.
Time for tonight's Big 101 High-Low Challenge. Kincho is making his way to center court with our contestants.
Russ, today I have Arlene, and Arlene's going to play her game of high-low. Now, Arlene, you know how to play this game? When you select a card, and you're going to guess if the next one is going to be higher or lower. If you guess two correctly, you're going to win a Spartan prize pack courtesy of Bay Area 101. Bay 101 Casino. All right, are you ready? Let's see the first card, please. And the first card is a 4. Now, Arlene, do you think the next card will be higher or lower? Higher.
back inside the event center where it's a 9-6 game. Bulldogs with the lead, 11 minutes to play in the first half. For 57 years, Joseph J. Albanese Incorporated has taken great pride in working to stay ahead of the curve. Joseph J. Albanese, a concrete contractor, a proud partner of Spartan Athletics, has never lost sight of its core competencies: integrity, hard work, innovation, and results. Joseph J. Albanese is just a company that gets it done. 9-6 the score, 11 minutes to play in the first half. Bulldogs with the advantage, and the numbers aren't too good coming out of both squads' offensive numbers. 4 for 14 are the Bulldogs, 28.5% from the field. They're 1 of 8 from beyond the arc. So some good defensive numbers if you're San Jose State. The only problem is the Spartans are 3 of 14 from the field, and they're 0 for 7 from beyond the arc. Jaleel Williams has taken 3 three-point attempts. He's 0 for 3. The Spartans shooting 21.5%. Isaac Thornton draws in the defense, stops at the post on the left side. Jab step from Rashad Muhammad, decided to not take the 3. Along the perimeter, moving from right to left is Jaleel Williams. Between the legs he goes, hands off to Devontae Wilson. Curls around a screen, wants to drive, kick out for 3 from Jalen James, no good. Rebounded by Marvell Harris. Harris wants to run, gets it out to Davis. Davis down the lane, two-hand jam. Alex Davis found a way to backdoor cut the Spartans defense there and went in for a two-handed jam, pretty much uncontested. 11-6 Bulldog lead. Rashad Muhammad again with a jump step, wanted to drive, turns his back to the defense of Harris, swings it over to Devontae Wilson again. Now a spin move from Rashad Muhammad into the paint, hands off to Isaac Thornton, who drives in but is swatted away on his shot by Alex Davis. Davis, a very good blocker at 1.7 per game this season. He gets a shot away as he was angling over to the right side baseline, and he was fouled in doing so. On his way to the floor, somehow got a shot up into the air that almost fell, rimmed out, and it will be some free throws here now for Marvell Harris. Owatua comes into the game, the freshman at 5'11" out of Toronto, Canada for the Bulldogs. Emmanuel Owatua, who has seen time now in 22 games this year on the floor. At the free throw line, Marvell Harris. His first is good. He's got 6 to lead all scorers, and it's a 12-6 Bulldog lead. Harris entered the game 76% from the free throw line. And now getting ready to put up his second free throw. Marvell Harris, the 5th most minutes played in the conference, hits his second. He averages 35.2 per game, which is best on the Bulldogs squad and the 5th most of any conference player this season. Under 10 minutes to play in the first half, 13-6, Bulldog advantage. James in the backcourt now for San Jose State. Tosses right hand to Isaac Thornton, bounce pass, right post for Chris Cunningham. Turn step in the lane and a jump hook falls. Chris Cunningham on senior night gets on the score sheet for the first time. And a nice move on an entry into the lane. Now off a screen, right over the top of Chris Cunningham. 3 from Marvell Harris, grazes the front of the rim, and it's rebounded by the Spartans. Muhammad now steps into a 15-foot jump shot that is blocked by Marvell Harris on the far side wing. And it deflects out of play. Brandon Mitchell comes back for San Jose State. Jaleel Williams will jog back to the Spartan bench. And a 13-8 lead for the Bulldogs. Inbound left baseline. Jalen James tosses it to the corner for Rashad Muhammad. He drives down the baseline. He can't get his reverse lay-in to fall as he has it back to the defense going up to the rim. It won't go, and it's rebounded and taken away by the Bulldogs. Out to Watson for 3. Rattles in. Paul Watson makes it 16-8. Jalen James, right-hand dribble, softly passes to the wing for Thornton. Thornton bounces into the block on the right for Chris Cunningham. Another jump step into the lane, leaves his feet, gets a shot off the glass, too strong, battles for his own rebound, gets it back for a moment, but they had it swatted away by Alex Davis. Back out to Owatua. Owatua pauses, right side 3 ball on its way, and good from Paul Watson again. Bang, bang, Paul Watson makes it 19-8 in favor of the Bulldogs. And that forces San Jose State head coach Dave Wojcik to call for a timeout. Well, you knew that the 3 ball would not be stagnant all night for Fresno State. Had to come through at some point, and a couple of threes have fallen now for Paul Watson, making it still pretty poor shooting performance thus far for both teams, but more bright spots for Fresno State than anything. They're 3 of 11 from the field, from beyond the arc, 7 of 18 from the field, so they're boosting their percentage at least. Meanwhile, the Spartans continue to fall in their shooting percentage. They're 4 of 21 in the game, 19%, and they're 0 for 8 from beyond the arc. And it's not for a lack of good-looking shots. The Spartans aren't just knocking down anything. They're being contested very well by the Bulldog defense, but there have been open opportunities for San Jose State, just can't get the buckets to fall. Inbound is stolen away by the Bulldogs. Huddleston gets it back to Watson, thought about the three, and now Watson drives in, finger roll good. That just can't happen. And now another steal on the inbound. Again, back-to-back inbound steals from the Bulldogs, and Huddleston tried to angle in, and he was fouled by Isaac Thornton. Check that, Jaleel Williams gets the foul. Back-to-back inbound plays from San Jose State underneath the Bulldog bucket that are taken away by Fresno State and now have opportunity to be converted into some points on both ends. 21-8 now, and the free throw coming from Huddleston is good. Wow. Seemed like this happened in the span of no time, and it's because it's true. 9-0 run in 48 seconds for Fresno State. Off of 2 excruciating miscues for San Jose State. Here's a free throw miss by Huddleston, and it's rebounded by the Spartans. Jaleel Williams needs a response for the Spartans at some point, and they need to get going offensively. DJ Brown, left-hand dribble. Isaac Thornton gets it on the left side wing. Dribble for a moment on a crossover. Underhands back out to Jaleel Williams along the perimeter. And gives back to DJ Brown with his heels on the logo at center court. 10 seconds to shoot on the shot clock. DJ behind the back dribble. Outlets again to Thornton. Thornton wants to drive, leaves his feet for a moment, had the ball stripped away. He gets it back, though, right to the hoop with a finger roll off the glass. It falls. And Isaac Thornton would not be denied on that effort. And on the other end of the floor, a foul has been called against Fresno State. And that'll bring us to another timeout. 7:44 remaining in the first half, 22-10. Bulldogs with the lead. You're listening to Spartans basketball from Learfield Sports. (22-10) Bulldog lead, 7:44 remaining in the first. Buying or selling a home? Rick McClyman is your Spartan realtor who will serve you well. Use a fellow Spartan whom you can trust for all your real estate needs that require competence, experience, and honesty. For all your real estate needs, contact Rick McClyman at 408-828-6341. That's 408-828-6341 today. San Jose State continues to struggle from the field. They're 5 of 22 overall and 0 for 8 from beyond the arc. Meanwhile, Fresno State 8 of 19 and 3 of 11 from the perimeter. They are being led by Paul Watson with 8 points overall. And he's had a good evening thus far. Watson with 8, full court press again from the Bulldogs. Spartans had 2 inbound plays stolen as now DJ Brown works it across the timeline on the near side. Brown drifts over to the left, and before surveying the floor with 20 seconds to shoot, waiting for a cutter to go through the lane. Here comes Isaac Thornton to help him on the right side elbow. Works a pass back to Chris Cunningham off a screen. Rashad Muhammad pops free for three, and it's no good off the front of the rim. Rebound, however, tipped away. Isaac Thornton was battling for positioning, and he was working against Paul Watson, and ultimately Watson deflected that ball out of play, it looks like. Spartans have 4 points from Isaac Thornton, and well, the Spartans thought that it would have been their ball, but looks like Fresno State gets the ball. All 5 of the Spartans players were down there waiting to inbound it. They were looking at their inbound play, and then the official had to go over and say, no. Owatua takes it in now for the Bulldogs. Owatua to Johnson on the near side wing. Back to Owatua after he cut through the lane and a bounce pass into the post on the right side for Davis. Davis working against Chris Cunningham. Outlets with 15 seconds to shoot. For Owatua again, left-hand dribble, exchanges on the perimeter to Johnson, and Johnson threw it into the first row of seating, as losing his footing was Paul Watson before he could receive that pass. Couldn't really fault Tyler Johnson on that because he threw it to a position where he thought Paul Watson was going to be had he not slipped up and fell onto the floor. Thornton waiting to inbound, and Owatua is right in the face of Jalen James before he can get the inbound play. Now he does. Dribbles it up the floor. Over to the near side for Brown, rotates to James once more on the left side wing. Skip past Jaleel Williams, catches, thought about the shot, but instead Huddleston sticks right with him. Bounce pass to Cunningham. Post move again, he's off of his dribble looking for some help. Needs to outlet, and he does to Isaac Thornton. 10 seconds to shoot on the shot clock. James in the backcourt has to reset the whole play. Motions with his right hand, now dribble drive on the baseline, or through the lane he comes. Stripped of the basketball, maybe he lost the handle of it. And it goes out of play. 2 seconds to shoot for San Jose State. They will inbound from the left baseline. Enough to get a shot off, but it's got to be a clean inbound to a player that's got a little bit of open room to shoot. It is Chris Cunningham open, tries to go in for the two-handed dunk, and it won't go. Cunningham had a little trouble getting to the hoop because there was a couple of players to contest him, but ultimately couldn't throw it down as it rolled its way along the rim. 22-10, Bulldog lead, 6 minutes to play. Here comes Watson on a drive, again leans into the paint, floats it up off the glass, and it falls. Paul Watson has 10. He's looked very good. He averages 9.8 per game, already with 10, with 5:45 remaining in the first. A 24-10 lead. Jaleel Williams with an up fake, sticking right with him, and his feet on the ground was Paul Watson. That's how you defend the up fake. And now they'll try to thread the needle into Chris Cunningham, but it's stolen away by Huddleston. Huddleston in transition, runs up for a shot, gets it away, but he was fouled by DJ Brown. Shot won't go down. And Huddleston came down in a heap on the floor into the backboard area. And that is the 7th team foul for San Jose State, the first personal foul against DJ Brown. And with a 14-point lead, which is the largest lead that the Bulldogs have had in this game, Spartans have not led at all in this one. A 17-4 run for Fresno State in 6 minutes and 10 seconds, make it 18-4 as Huddleston hits his first free throw. Marvell Harris comes back in. Brandon Mitchell re-enters. Rashad Muhammad re-enters for San Jose State as Jaleel Williams and Isaac Thornton take a seat. Guerrero also back in as Huddleston's second free throw won't go. Tic-tac-toe its way along the rim and then off the backboard and down to Rashad Muhammad. 15-point advantage here for the Bulldogs. James at the circle at half court. Starts to move to his left and a chest pass to Rashad Muhammad. Shotty waiting for a screen, and he gets it from Chris Cunningham, but instead rotates it to the right side. Mitchell maneuvers it to Jalen James, and a bounce pass to Chris Cunningham. Left-handed dribble, outlets Rashad Muhammad. Catch and shoot three on its way, no good, short, and rebounded on a long rebound out to Harris. Harris wants to drive against Devontae Wilson. He sticks in the lane, and the charge is called against Marvell Harris. And that was just something I think, if you're Marvell Harris, you have to recognize. Devontae Wilson was standing there. He was in position. He was just waiting for Marvell Harris to do exactly what he did, and that was bowl him over. So nice job from Devontae Wilson, even though it was a one-on-one. And it remains at a 15-point lead for the Bulldogs. 4:45 left in the first. Muhammad Angles a pass to the right side and holding on to it for a moment with a spin pass now underneath for Chris Cunningham on the right block. Cunningham into the paint, jump step, rises up against Giddings, and Giddings got a hand on Chris Cunningham, so he couldn't get a shot away. And because Chris Cunningham held it while he jumped up, it's going to be a turnover. Wow. Spartans just not playing the best that they can right now. 6 turnovers for San Jose State. And Giddings played that well defensively. Marvell Harris works his way into the paint, rises up for a shot. He was fouled before that shot was taken, so it won't fall even though he got the shot to go. But Marvell Harris goes to the free throw line now as the Bulldogs are in the bonus. Second personal foul against Devontae Wilson. And what has been a 12-2 run over the last 4 minutes and 45 seconds for the Bulldogs. First free throw from Harris is good. Gotta remember that the Spartans really did struggle against the Bulldogs earlier this year. They lost 82-56, and that was probably the low point of San Jose State's season. And the second free throw is no good. It was that span where the Spartans played Air Force, Wyoming, and Fresno State. 56 points, 48, and 38 points for San Jose State was their low point. Since then, been playing better. Of course, got the win and have been playing closer basketball games. But now, Spartans trail by 16, need to get it going offensively. They're 19% from the field. Devontae Wilson, left-hand dribble. Cunningham sets a screen. He runs right into Giddings, though, almost took it away from him. And now a dribble drive from Rashad Muhammad. He had it poked away by Marvell Harris, and now stolen. Rising up for a jumper is Guerrero from the free throw line. He knocks it down. Cesar Guerrero with his first points of the evening. He's 1 of 2 from the field, and it's a 28-10 lead. 3.5 to play in the first. Chris Cunningham with a maneuver, angles in on the baseline right side, got around Giddings and was fouled before his shot went up. That'll bring us to another timeout. Lots of work to do for San Jose State. They trailed by 18, 28-10 with 3:32 remaining in the first half. You're listening to Spartans basketball from Learfield Sports. Yes, sir. Good. Back inside the Event Center on senior night, the final regular season game. Spartans and the Bulldogs will play this year. 28-10 the score, 3:32 remaining in the first half, and the Spartans just have not been getting anything done offensively in this game. They are 5 of 26 from the field, 19% in the first half, and they are a very uncharacteristic 0 for 10 from beyond the arc in the first half. Rashad Muhammad 0 of 7. The Spartans have only had 4 players hit shots from the field. That's Brandon Mitchell, Chris Cunningham, Isaac Thornton, and Jaleel Williams. Only one player, Isaac Thornton, has hit more than 1 shot from the field. Hasn't been good for San Jose State in this game. Meanwhile, Paul Watson leads the game in scoring with 11 points. He's 4 of 5 from the field. And the Bulldogs are shooting 47.5% for the game. Chris Cunningham at the free throw line coming out of the timeout, and he misses his first. Spartans have committed 7 turnovers to the Bulldog 8 turnovers, so they have been able to turn over the Bulldogs. Points in the paint are even at 10 apiece as Chris Cunningham hits his second free throw. And now the Spartans applying the full court press, which worked well in a couple of games, one notably against Utah State. Tried it against Colorado State to not much success, but enough that Coach Wojcik went back to it a few times in that game. Johnson bobbles the handoff and keeps his dribble alive over to Harris on the near side wing, rotates to Owatua. Owatua guarded by James. Bounce pass grabbed with the right hand of Ito. Ito into the lane, jump hook falls right over the top of Jaleel Williams. And Edo has looked good in the time that he has played. The freshman, a lot of good freshman talent on this Bulldogs roster. Owatua also a freshman who's in right now. Harris guarding against Dylan Alexander in for the first time for the Spartans. Dylan Alexander hasn't played all that much in the last 4 games. Did get that one start that came earlier in the year against Wyoming and had a nice game against the Cowboys, but since that point hadn't seen too many minutes. Here's a miss on a floater in the lane from Isaac Thornton, rebounded by Owatua. Owatua to the right side, and now exchanging passes along the perimeter over to Watson. Watson angled in and bowled over Isaac Thornton and is called for the offensive foul. No, check that. It's going to be a travel. I thought Isaac Thornton, the way he fell, had got Watson to commit the charge, but it's going to be a travel against Watson. And now the Spartans play with 2:10 left in the first, down 30-11. Jaleel Williams, short corner, left side. Dribbles to his right. Now a jump step in the lane. Outlets again to Alexander. Alexander dribbled with the left hand for a moment, rotating up top to help him with 14 seconds on the shot clock is Williams. Right hand dribble drive, and he angles in. Got a shot away that won't fall. Never touched the rim as it glanced off the window. And rebounded by Paul Watson. Watson to Owatua. Owatua slowing down the offense now, working against James. Sets a screen from Ito, and Ito thought about the three. Instead, dribbles in and hands off to Harris, who rotates up top. Bounce past Johnson. Elbow, left side. Skips it over to the right side and putting it on the floor and jumping in with a floater was Harris. He couldn't get it to fall. Taken away by San Jose State. And now a lob to Jaleel Williams. He can't throw it down as Jalen James tried to connect with Jaleel Williams. The pass over his head, and he couldn't jump up to get it. Meanwhile, in transition, a 3-ball from Paul Watson on its way and good. And that is just the way it's going for San Jose State right now. When they get an opportunity to try and get the crowd into it, can't execute the alley-oop. And unfortunately, because they did that, couldn't get back on defense. And then a 3 hit by Paul Watson. 33-11. Foul called against Owatua. 33-11, and Coach Wojcik arguing with the officials. One of the officials, for some reason, not sure what Coach Wojcik was arguing here. Greg Nixon, Kevin Brill, and Glenn Mayberry are officiating crew for this game. And Coach Wojcik in the ear of Kevin Brill. Of course, frustration amounting here when Spartans trail by 22. Jaleel Williams sits down again. And Jalen James will go to the free throw line as the Spartans are in the bonus. It's the 7th foul against the Bulldogs, and James' free throw is a miss, and it's rebounded by Marvell Harris. Just nothing going right for the Spartans in the first half of this game.